Hello everybody out there, and welcome to the last free-for-all tournament of Mario Kart Wii. This is your host EIRIK here, joined alongside with Pyro, and we are presenting on behalf of mkboards.com. We are presenting the last tournament of Mario Kart Wii. Pyro, how are you doing today?
Man, I am absolutely stoked for this. This has been a long time coming, and you know, we've got record numbers of people signing up for this, and well, looking forward to see what happens.
Yeah, my heart's pumping right now. I don't know if it's the nerves or the hype, but I'm pretty sure it's a mixture of the...
Alright, here's a question for all of you.
All
we
right,
obviously know... there are a few people we obviously think will win the finals, but who is someone who you would suspect could make a run for it, who's not generally thought of as someone who would win it all?
Well, obviously this is entirely... hinging
This is the
on
most biased question you could probably ask.
Yeah,
but...
this is...
I mean, I would have said Twillers, but apparently I was actually wrong, and he did get knocked out. But,
okay, whatever. Well, for an underdog to come through, if I were to expect anybody to make a blast out of nowhere, honestly, I'd have to put my money on Shintu. The dude's an incredible racer. He manages himself incredibly well in these large rooms. He's made it obviously to the final, so he's had to learn how to do so. And he's someone who's often overlooked in favor of the more notable players, for example, Larry we have in the call, who's been knocked out. Kiver, Seb, Smith, even Quinn, who was even in the room and was knocked out. Sean Tanny, he's going to be in the room. We have these more notable players that we often look to, but as we're getting at, Chintu is one of those players that kind of sits in the background and works his own magic while we talk about these more popular players. He certainly can go into the fray and wreck a lot of people up with the points he can stack. Pyro, do you have what is your guess as to who could possibly make it through?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't know who's made it out of the other semi-final, but gosh, there's so many good players who have just made it through from just this room alone. I mean, you're looking at Kiver, Smith, Beat, Sean. They're all, top players. Zero, I actually find that Zero, he's well known throughout the community.
He's my man.
But
he is the dark horse.
He's still a bit of a dark horse because people don't because he's
people just don't recognize him. Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah,
I agree with
when
that.
you hear the name, you acknowledge the fact that he is very, very good, but you don't bring up the name.
Exactly,
someone else has to tell you the name.
Because, I mean, usually, when you think of... Because he and Yasha, of course, have been teammates for a long time now. You usually think of Yasha when you think of, top frontrunners from Charge Brigade. But Zero, no, I think he's absolutely got a shot at this.
Remind me, who is he in the list of players? What me name does he have?
Zero is Suzik. I don't know how to pronounce it.
He's AKA CZS.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I was always wondering who that was. I didn't know what to say when I saw a capital AKAK and then CZS. I wasn't sure as to who to say it was, but I thought it was just another random, but apparently it's Zero, who I would have surely mentioned before. Let's start generating the hype. The finals hype coming to you guys right now on twitch.tv/mkboards. Let's shoot the viewers up. Let's get as many viewers as possible, and let's generate the hype. Finals coming to you guys shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome everybody to the grand finals here we have for the last Mario Kart Wii final FFA Cup. We are finally at the grand finals after 7 long, grueling hours, but we now have 3 Grand Prix of a final round for you, and we will soon be joining our cast here on, well, with Pyro, Larry, Matt, Matthew, or Matt and Augusta, Wrath. There's a lot of people that might be joining on this conversation, but yeah, from the bottom of my heart, I just really wanted to thank all of you for making this a great community to be around. It's something that's been in my life for a while and helped, like, it was a presence in my childhood since I was 13, and it saw me grow up, and I saw this game grow up, and I really just want to give a shout out to everybody that made this stream possible. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into what will be the greatest grand final of all time in Mario Kart history, and we'll be joining our cast now.
Honest answer.
Yo, what's up?
Every time.
Yo.
All right. So right now we're going to be running a stream of Jax and Smith. Smith on the right side for you guys and Jax on the left side. Although I will be trying to alternate between some of the streams. I have 4 streams up right now. Honestly, I do not know how my internet is maintaining this, but it is. And right now we will have, like I said, Smith and Jackson will be alternating throughout the various streamers we have in the finals for this round. So for you guys, expectations as to who will be getting into this next, well, actually, who will be winning the whole thing, actually. Who do you guys think is really going to come out on top?
Say Sean.
Sean. Yep.
Sean.
That was pretty unanimous.
I'm rooting for
I'd
Zero.
love to see Zero win. I'd love to see G2
Yeah,
win. but
head
they
Sean,
don't.
heart Zero. Let's go.
Throughout this whole tournament, Sean's been averaging like 38, 39.
He's been on it.
Yeah, he's like he could easily get 100 plus in these finals.
Wait, 38, 39 alone? I thought that was way more. He's been like in first place like pretty much every single GP, and obviously it's probably going to be among the favorites in this competition. But yeah, like I think he definitely has the highest shot at winning this tournament. But obviously everybody coming in with their own aspirations to that first place. Now with this being said, I see that Luigi circuit pick creeping up there. But it's not going to be that Luigi circuit for this race. Instead, it's going to be a nice old Moonview Highway, which I'm sure on this 12-player extravaganza is going to be a hell of a ride.
Now the thing is here, if Smith can pull off some good races in the beginning, maybe get like 30 after 3, he'll carry that momentum through. But the thing with Smith is if he starts getting dominated at the beginning, he usually just kind of collapses.
Yeah, psychologically, it's way better to do better at the beginning than at the end, because if you start out kind of shaky, you have like so much pressure on yourself.
That gets to your head after a while, and that's what we're going to be looking towards here. Smith is starting off in 5th place as we have him weaving around the crowds and trying to manage his way about this crowd, but he does get hit up by an item, and he's looking in the 10th place right now, maybe thinking about getting that last, maybe getting that dodge or shock, but it looks more towards that dodge more than anything else.
These bomb cars, they're just killing everyone.
They're killing everybody. And speaking of cars, Smith gets card once again in last place, or what is near last place. He is in 11th place right now with another star. Meanwhile, we see Jax in 2nd place cruising along, hitting that bomb car with his green shells, tactfully so, and he actually gets around 2 or 3 people with that.
Yeah, this is a really good tactic because it's like 12 players and it's really, really laggy, so you can just swerve around the bomb cars. And Smith, oh no.
Yeah, Smith takes a little bit of a hit, but he's finding himself back in 4th place, having to use that star. Unfortunately, the POW is used, so a lot of items are active right now, but we won't be seeing the shock that just then. Instead, Smith gets a single shroom in 4th, as does Jax in 2nd. And they're looking to really separate themselves from the rest of this pack. This pack is scrambled. Look at this mini map we have here. Everybody is around the entire course. It is littered with characters across the entirety of this course. Shock comes in for Jax, who is in the last part of the 3rd lap. He is still in 2nd place among those boost pads.
Oh man, Drags got hit by a car right in 3rd place just then, so Smith has managed to move up to 3rd.
And Smith, yes, like you said, Smith is in 3rd, but he hits the car as well. The cars are going off on everybody else. Someone advances through a star, and he is going to be able to avoid the star, but Smith is still in 5th place. He's going to be able to crawl out of that mishap with the Mega Mushroom, and it should be able to secure his 5th place in the race. A good race for our 2 streamers here.
Very unlucky for Smith right there. He would have been fine, but he got some kind of weird bounce over the boost pad, and that caused him not to be able to make it out in front of the car.
Yeah, that was so unfortunate right there.
And we have our we have Zero, who we thought might be the dark horse of this free-for-all tournament. He creeps up with the first place by simply staying in front and avoiding all of the mess that really was behind him in Moonview Highway. Really getting in front was the key for him. And now we have, well, we're looking into the intermission. Well, Sean Tanny, we were looking to him as one of the better players, and he does manage to keep up that expectation with the 4th place finish. I am looking for, I honestly have to say, I'm rooting more for a dark horse, as I always tend to do, considering Sean has had a consistent performance. I want to see someone take that down.
The 2 dark horses I'm rooting for got 1-3. I can't really complain.
I mean, exactly. And we have... Wait, go on, Matt.
Oh, you asked us who we think we would win, and we all said Sean, but you never asked who we were rooting for. So
all right, let's hear it.
0 and Chintu.
Yeah, no
I would
one
say 0 as well.
0 and Jax.
Me, no one like. I don't know. I just got like career ended at the line like most of the races.
Career ended.
I don't really. Yeah, I know. Like I got sent from 2nd to 8th twice that last round.
Matt, you were eliminated in the semifinals, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Matt was in the room. I believe we were streaming, and he unfortunately got knocked out, but is now joining us for the stream. But yeah. Going on to Dry Ruins, we're going to see a hell of a lot of that end of lap 2, as we will definitely see a lot of players coasting towards those item boxes, hoping for the best. And Jax, certainly, he doesn't need to hope for the best. He's already got a Mega in 8th place.
Something I noticed early here. Last race, Sean had to come up in the bill, I think on lap 2. And this race, he's already fallen behind. So maybe a little bit of a different tactic here.
So we have Jax here with the Mega, trying to chain that Mega for something else, but unfortunately, I think that is Drags who takes away the item away from him. And it looks like Smith won't be able to get... Actually, he avoids the POW by hopping, or at least getting in the air at the right time. That was crucial, because now he's going to be able to use that golden through a lot of the sand here. And he's looking to catch up to those top spots that have, quite frankly, broken ahead just a little bit from the rest of the crowd. But there is a shock. Jax and Smith take the hit. There is a blue shell as well in play. And Smith is certainly looking forward to advancing past what was, I think, was Jax up there.
Yeah, Jax got hit.
But it looks like 0 is in first. Well, simply to be passed. He was just passed right now by Smith, rather. And we have a really tight congestion, a sort of congestion among the top places here. But I don't know. It seems, if you're looking at the map, there's so many people in the middle. You would think that there's not much of a contest in the top 3 spots, but the top 3 or top 4 spots also have their little own battle going on right now.
This isn't good for the people in the top, because if you're approaching like the last set of boxes, you really want like the goldens and stuff. If the pack's this close, because if you have a golden, you can pass like literally 10 people.
Yeah, and that might be what happens here, as we have Smith and Jax. They're in the top 4 positions, but this might turn out bad. It depends on if the shock will be used now.
You mentioned that Sean only came up in the bill like toward the end of the last lap on the last track, and he basically just did the same thing just then. He's in 3rd.
And Sean finishes off with 3rd.
It is hard in a 12-player room to just run the whole time. So, I mean, if you can build to the line, then you're kind of safe. So it's not a bad.
Well, and the huge difference between like the semifinals and the finals is in the finals you have to get first. You're not playing too advanced. You can't have these safe races. You have to take your chances to get first whenever they come up.
Huge points coming in, as Larry says. Huge points coming in for Kiver, for Kiver. Sorry, he is in the lead with 24 points, and we will be, as you guys might know, we will be coming to a stream for Grand Prix, the second Grand Prix. But for now, we have Smith with 15 points and Jax with how many points? I did not catch how many points he had.
He got 5 out of that race, so he's at 9.
9 points total for Jax. Not the biggest showing for him with that. He certainly looks to build up on that.
Can I point something out?
Yeah, go for it.
The left stream is actually Kiver's stream, not Jax. I just had
no way.
Oh yeah, we gotta change that.
Yeah.
And also,
That's
one more
actually
thing.
Kiver.
All right,
So
you know what? We already have
Kiver
here. We're just gonna keep him here. My B.
Right.
Yeah, we have Kiver on the
Jax.
left side. My bad completely. I completely screwed that up because I have about like 4 or 5 streams and pop-ups. So on my Google Chrome tab right now, or like on the bottom of my desktop, there's like 7 windows right now, all of streams. And I got one of them mixed up. So my apologies on that. We do have Kiver on the left.
Change the title.
Huh?
It still says Jax. You want to change that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, I changed it. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
there was a
the
lag, but
stream delay is going to do that
really
for you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And then one other thing is that every other round has been 2 GPs, but this is the final, so it's going to be 3 GPs.
Yeah, so for those of you watching,
still got a long way to go.
Yeah, for those of you watching and those racing, there's going to be quite a while before we finish this up.
Yeah, still plenty of time for anyone.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, no, certainly it's going to be good. We have Kiver here in second place trying to snipe Beat, but unfortunately he just misses him. Seems to be as a result of the lag in between the two countries that Beat is from America after all, and Kiver is from France, so there is a little bit of a difference from the two, but he missed the snipe just barely, but they still are in the top 2 positions. Meanwhile, Smith in 6th place with the single mushroom. He is holding it to possibly chain on these last item boxes here. But we're going into the second lap, and I honestly, this course is one I really love the end of lap 2 shock on. I don't know what what your guys' take on it, but the end of lap 2, having a shock there and getting everybody stuck in the mud, I feel is one of the best, if not the best, shock spots on this course. Actually,
Definitely.
no. Sorry, I have to interrupt you guys. The shock just happens right there. The Kiver is still in first place, but nobody really takes much of a hit to it. But I was not expecting that shock. But yeah, like you guys were saying with the shock spots, what do you think of shock spots on this course in general?
Personally, for me, I prefer chaining on the conveyor, but it really depends how far behind you are.
Yeah,
it also depends on the map.
Like, if you're further behind, then it's probably better to do it when get everything on the mud, because then it gives you a better chance to catch up.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, these items that people are getting right now, especially with the... I was going to say that people are going to benefit from the items they're getting in bottom positions right now, but we can see Smith in a bottom position far away from the pack. Kiver gets blue shelled at the end, but he's right before the boost pad, so he's going to be able to survive that blue shell hit and still stay in first place, and certainly picks up that shroom to avoid a lot of the mud. And he took a really haphazard way of getting to it, but he gets first place. Meanwhile, we have Smith here with a single mushroom trying to get ahead of the person with the star and the bill, but it just simply wasn't meant to be, and he's going to end up with a 9th place finish. And that isn't as fortunate for Smith, but we are looking into Kiver as one of the potential candidates for the winner of this tournament. He has 36 points.
Every race.
Yeah, I mean, Smith got shafted by the items right there. He got something like, what was it? Triple shrooms, and some other thing in 12th, which is just awful.
Yeah,
but, you know,
he could have definitely gotten better items.
I mean, it's hard to catch up on this track unless you dodge. This is really a front-running track. One of the strategies that works for me is if I'm in first, I take the shroomless lap 1, and then I'm just gone. I'm like guaranteed like a top spot basically, because no one else does it.
Yeah, because
we can't just expect to shroom back up like you can on like most of the other tracks.
We were talking about it before, but yeah, Toad's Factory is really absent of a lot of the shortcuts that many Mario Kart tracks have, so it's pretty much a straight shot through the course alignment that is set out by Nintendo, and with that being said, there's not many ways of catching up, except through maybe goldening up and getting through a bunch of people clustered together maybe, or maybe a random shock dodge. But it's certainly unique in that it has little to no shortcuts. But yeah, we do have a disconnect.
There's actually only one shortcut in the track, and you can do it shroomless, so it's like barely even worth it. Yeah. So it's much a front run.
If I can just cut you off real quick, any idea who dropped?
Yeah, I was just gonna comment on the disconnection just now, but I do not know who disconnected.
It might have been Lyoko.
No, Lyoko's in there still.
Oh no. Yeah.
Look at the Miis. See if you can.
I couldn't figure it out.
No, we're gonna have to continue.
Could have been Chintu. Could have been
Oh,
Chintu.
no!
I saw Chintu. He's definitely still in there. Yeah.
Ghost Valley 2. This is like
the biggest.
Goodness.
This is the biggest cluster.
This is the biggest rate fest.
Yeah, it's the shortest track in the game. No shortcuts.
This is really a hard track
from
to
the one
plan.
you take normally.
It's the same thing as like Toad's Factory. There's only one shortcut on this track, but you can pretty much do it shroomless. So you just have to like.
It's not really even much of a shortcut.
Yeah, I know. And then the shock isn't available until 30 seconds into the race. That's just a mechanic of this game. But by the time 30 seconds comes around, you're already halfway done with the race. So
they are just hitting 30 seconds here, actually. So the shock should be possibly be in play right now. Smith actually barely avoiding that POW, but we see that Kiver gets blue shelled, which is incredibly unfortunate considering that that is going to be the end of him. He gets past the TC from Smith, and Kiver gets absolutely destroyed. Smith is looking to maybe capitalize on passing that thundercloud, and he's in second place, backspinning everything he can. The blue shell is there, but it's not going to be enough. Smith finishes off in second place with Kiver taking quite a bit of a hit. and he's gonna lose that substantial lead that he built over the course of the first 3 races.
That cloud.
Yeah, when a blue happens on a track like that, and especially lap 3, there's nothing you can do. Your race is over.
One of the things you always can do is when you're getting blue shelled, you can like swerve off and go into a part of the course that nobody goes to. That's what I do to prevent myself from getting comboed. Like if I were Kiver, I would have swerved into this random like nook that's far away from everybody, and then nobody would pass me a TC because I'm just like way over there at everyone's line. But it's hard, of course. Sometimes you can't do that if you're like.
Yeah.
It was Nanami who DC'd.
I see. Okay, well.
Oh, so that's Toby.
Yeah.
Toby. Oh, he's in the finals. I wouldn't have expected that one. That is.
I didn't know either.
Yeah. No, for sure. But we're gonna be transitioning to Jax's stream now. Although I'm not sure how Jax did in the first round. It wasn't as positive as he has done in previous rounds.
He actually didn't do too badly.
He didn't.
Yeah, he
really?
got first on Test Factory, so he saved his GP right there.
Okay, no, that sounds really good for him, actually. It looks like he'll be able to stay within the contention, considering the top amount of points is 37 points going to Kiver. We see him on the left side of your screen right now. He got 37 points and is in first right now. But of course, we still have 2 more Grand Prix. This isn't like the previous rounds. We will have an extra Grand Prix of Mario Kart action to come your way. But with this being said, the room should be starting soon with the disconnected person joining the room. I believe, yeah, that was Nanami, and he is in now, so we are just simply waiting on them to start.
I would not be surprised to see Sean take another 120 out of these next 2 GPs.
Yeah, he's done in the past.
Would not be surprised at all.
I remember the last FFA he played. He lost the first race, then after that he just kept
put up over
100.
First.
Yes. It was amazing to see that, and you got to watch out for him this next GP because he could really turn it on.
But at the same time, you can say that about just about anyone in this room. I mean, Kiver's won plenty of these FFAs before. Smith always does really well. Beat, I mean, he's been around for a long time now. He always does really well, and you've got Zero as well, putting up a really impressive score so far.
So yeah, there's a lot of players here that we're looking towards that really can, turn on the throttle if really needed to, and that's what they're looking for in these last 2 Grand Prix that we have here. But any additional comments that you guys might have towards who will really advance or spring to in these last 2 Grand Prix?
Well, obviously these next 2 races are crucial because whoever can come on top with a good 20 plus in these next 2 races, especially if they were in good shape from GP1, really sets themselves apart from the pack.
Yeah, and Larry, you said you were looking towards Jax right now, right?
Yeah, he's playing pretty well. I've been watching him almost the whole time, and he's playing extremely well right now.
And you guys mentioned before at the very start of the first GP that Smith, if he gets a good start, he'll do well. He got a good start. He's in second place out of the room right now. He's got 30 points. He's 7 behind Kiver, so Kiver's got a bit of a lead.
But that can certainly change.
Having been said, there are 3 people on 27 points.
Yeah.
Directly behind.
Yeah, scores are pretty close.
That, 7 of the people in that GP scored between 24 and 27. So this is like stupidly tight.
That is incredible.
Yeah,
no, for sure.
Close.
And we have Smith. Oh wait, no, that is Jax who throws the bomb in the most weird of positions, and it seems like he's gonna take a little bit of a hit from that. But we have Smith. We have Smith. Yes, he most certainly did jinx him. We have Smith advance a little bit among these players. He's in 5th place with a red. And he's going to be able to make it across that shortcut that is often a cluster for many people.
Oh no, he gets pushed off.
Oh no, I spoke too soon. He gets pushed off short after, and it looks like he's going to be taking a bit of a hit going into 9th place. He fortunately actually doesn't really get bumped off right after, which really could have happened. He was a sitting duck in the middle of the bridge for a while, but he's still in 10th place, a little bit away from the rest of the pack, but he is certainly hoping to catch up to where Jax is right now in 3rd, 4th place. He's maintaining that grip on the top positions, and it seems as if the person ahead of him ran into a wall, so he is in 3rd place. Smith chaining that star for a set of triple shrooms. He's got to be hoping for that shock, but it does not follow up with the person from last. So he's got to hope for another set of dodges, because I feel like the person in last might shock on this box.
Well, I mean, there are 2 things about this track.
No.
If you guys aren't... for those of you who aren't really that competitive in Mario Kart players, the first thing is that Daisy Mach Bike is much better on the track than Funky Flamer, because at the end of the track, they're really tight corners. So you should see like Seb and stuff like just being up in the front, being able to take the corners tighter. And then another thing about this track is that this is definitely a track that you have to be in the front on. You can't catch up. There are no shortcuts here.
Yeah, it's very hard to catch
up. In the front, you can't. Yeah, so.
Speaking on that note, we have a shot come in right just then. Smith is in 5th place when the shock happens, but he's gonna be able to pick up a stream from someone else. Someone dodges in a star. Zero dodges in that star, as you say, Stevens, and he is moving up. That dark horse that we've been looking forward to. Jax is moving up in a build, and it lands him just ahead of the item boxes in the most peculiar positions.
That's the worst place.
That's a really bad place to be dropped off, and he doesn't get a single item box. Smith with the triple reds, and he's going to be able to get a red on someone. Take the TC. And he falls off trying to get the TC. He does not. He is not able to convert on that TC, and he gets way too greedy, and he ends up getting 10th place trying to get that Thundercloud. My goodness. Okay, there is a phrase. There is a phrase that someone just said right now, TG, and that stands for way too fucking greedy. That is what Smith was just. He just turned out, and as he's got the fail. He's got the fail. He's got the fail all over the board.
And there he goes.
The bridge is really wavy. Like, you notice it rocks back and forth. So if you try to jump sideways on the bridge, you can fly off like Smith just did. So on the bridge, you got to be really careful because it's really easy to get bumped off on the bridge or the fail. Nice.
The interesting thing you're going to want to watch here now is how Smith reacts to this, because there's been a lot of times, especially having played with him a lot. There are times when he fucks up once, and that's it. You're not going to see him again.
Yeah.
But if he can come back and get a solid race here, he's got to get top 2 here, I would think.
There's still
but if he can get a solid race here, he'll be right back in it.
Yeah, exactly. There's still plenty of time.
I'm not talking about like the amount of points, though. His mentality, he plays this game very, very, very like charismatically.
Emotionally, maybe? Like
I wouldn't say emotionally, because he doesn't get mad, but he plays very... Momentum is a big thing in his game, is what I've noticed after playing with him for well over a year.
He has to look into keeping that, well, not really keeping, but kind of continuing the momentum he had from the first Grand Prix where he got 30 points, got that nice 2nd place. He has to, you know, look towards that and try to look to that as his source of momentum instead of the last race where he got a little bit too greedy there with that Thundercloud. But we're going into the second, well, not the second race of the, what is it, the second race of the Grand Prix? I keep forgetting.
Second race.
All right, second race of the Grand Prix. I believe we've already done Moonview Highway before, but it is a random.
It was a random.
Yes, it was a random, not a repeat, so nobody will be getting the penalty for picking a course more than once. There is a penalty of what I believe is minus 10 or 15.
15.
Okay,
yeah,
we got
15.
15?
Yeah.
All right, so we have a minus 15 for doing a repeat, but fortunately enough, that doesn't happen here. We have Jax continuing along in Moonview Highway in 11th place, whereas Smith, it seems that his stream is actually...
He got hit by a car, basically.
His stream actually froze for me, probably because I've been running too much at the same time. But yeah. We have him back in 11th place. They're neck and neck, these last two streamers, battling out in what is last place. And fortunately enough, they don't run into much of anything to further set them back in the bottom position. Smith changes star for another star in 8th, which is incredibly fortunate for him, considering that lap 3 item box, the first item box there, is certainly going to be a huge change spot for whoever has the lightning bolt right now.
Yeah.
And right now,
I think it's going to end by the time the shot comes, though.
Yeah, no, like he's certainly gonna have to use that star at a timely manner, considering last place is so far behind. And we have the star chain here, the first box. He gets a bomb, but it's going to be perfect. He wants to lay it back on anybody. Instead, he opts to throw it forward and not get anybody. Questionable decision on Smith's part. But
unlucky for Jack.
There is a shock, and Smith does not dodge. He barely avoids falling off there. It looks as if Jax is going to be able to move up with this star, or at least he hopes so. But there are so many boost pads. I don't think he's actually going to be able to catch up unless he gets a bullet bill or something.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is one of those tracks where you have to be in the front because half the track is boost panels and there are no shortcuts.
Yeah.
So you really, I mean, obviously, sometimes you can just stop and get.
We have the draft
here,
possible draft here. My goodness, Smith drafts past them and gets past Kiver, who gets blued on the very line of it. What a close finish! And Smith and Jake both benefit from the blue shell on the line that Kiver unfortunately had to sustain. And now we have Beat here with 20 points. Chintu under the name Ganondorf, he has 19 points. And Zero, the dark horse we mentioned before, 17 points. And Sean Tanny, as we've mentioned time and time again, 16 points. It could have gone much worse for Jackson Smith, but man, for Kiver, who had the first place lead in the first Grand Prix, we have to imagine this kind of setback for him. he has to be able to get out of that
That would've-
setback.
He's
That would've
still
been the
winning
breakaway
overall,
race
though.
for
So.
Kiver. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he certainly is winning overall, and that doesn't have as much of an impact as it would on other people, but it certainly levels out the playing ground for those that might have been concerned that he would be breaking away. As we said, he had that 7-point gap from first to second place, so there was a bit of concern for the rest of the racers who didn't have much. There was a lot of a gap between first and everything else, but now with that being said, that blue shell happening, it seems as if the competition is even closer than before.
Totally. Especially, again, as I said, in GP1, 7 people got between 24 and 27, so it's still pretty tight. Like, so far in this GP2, a lot of people have, like, from 15 to 18, so...
Yeah. The two people who've won races, so Zero and Beat, they've both had sort of poor scores in the other race, so... it's looking very close this GP.
They're certainly looking forward to capitalize on what you define as a complete question mark of a track.
This track way too many times this tournament.
This has actually shown up a lot of times, and honestly, throughout my time playing this game, I don't see Daisy Circuit being picked that much, but throughout this free-for-all,
because it's not a good track.
Nobody likes it.
Picked because you can't rely on it for anything. Like, all you can rely on it for is completely just, it's like a dice roll.
Yeah.
If you're not getting a golden first set and getting out in front, there's no way to predict what's going to happen to you on this track.
Even then, a blue shell often happens and gets someone in the tunnel of lap 3 and really wrecks a lot of people. Even like stuff like megas, bombs, these items get people in the tunnel or even in the very narrow parts that this course has, which makes it distinguishes the course from its other circuits. But we have the shot coming in. Smith has a start and he does not use it. Someone actually does not pick it up. He's going to be able to pick it up, but he's still in 10th place. Jax is still in 4th after that shock, and he's looking to be able to try to sustain himself from this huge crowd of people coming behind him. But I don't think Jax is going to be able to maintain his spot without the help of an item.
He definitely needs a good box here, but he's not going to get anything.
Oh, he didn't even get a box. Yep,
it looks like Jax isn't going to be able to do much of anything here. Smith, however, is making a little bit of a venture into the top spots. He gets back-rated, though, along with another person. Jax gets a Thundercloud, and it looks like he won't be able to convert. And Smith takes another setback here, and you have to wonder the mentality that this player is having. Smith, so prone to momentum, as Wrath stated before. If he continues this sort of bad momentum, you can only wonder what this will have in terms of the effect on his score. He has 10 points this Grand Prix, which is insanely low compared to his first Grand Prix of 30 points. And obviously that one is a bit more luck influenced, and that was way more unfortunate for him. But you have to wonder, the mistakes really tally onto each other, and you have to be concerned for Smith.
Well, after that race, Beat and Kiver and Zero definitely set themselves apart from the pack. They have a little tiny smidgen of breakaway now between the rest of the players,
Zero
like
especially.
everyone else. But Sean and Sheen2 are still hanging right back there. They're probably about little further behind, but not as far.
How many points total did Sean
they need
get?
a big race now.
How many points total did Sean get first Grand Prix? I wasn't able to.
I believe he had 27, and he has 22 so far this GP.
Oh, man, yeah, he's definitely.
Sean's hanging in there.
He's definitely making an impact. Yeah, no, he's certainly not first
Those
right now.
top 5 right now are kind of isolated from everyone else at this point.
Yeah, it seems as if there's like a good amount of people sandbagging in terms of scores. They seem like they're just staying behind, and will probably continue to stay behind. And we have a huge competition.
It's too late now. You've already got to be making your move. There are only 5 races left, I think.
Exactly, because as Rat stated before, the competition now isn't simply to make it through the next round, it's to win all of it, and that's the only thing he can do here. There is no other round, as you guys can expect. But Mario Circuit 3, I can only expect so much from this course considering the previous showings it's had on this tournament. With it being a circuit, it's naturally going to have so much happening, and with the lack of, well, actually, I should say it, there are plenty of shroom spots and shock spots here, so we're going to be seeing a lot of item reliancy from these players.
A huge part of playing this track.
You can run this track, but it's really not recommended.
I would even say,
it's an interesting track because there's like plenty of trap spots, right, where you can actually sort of build up a little bit of a lead, and it's short enough that you can kind of expect. Well, you won't be getting like more than 2 blue shells.
Zero's trying to do right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Breaking away a bit.
We have Zero who's
this track is
speeding along here, and Wrath, as you were saying, this track is a certain way.
This track is all about knowing your surroundings, especially because just just like Smith or Jax just ran into that. Every single part of the track, something could happen to you.
Yeah, and you have to be
items are
continually
so-
aware of your surroundings and the items that's being thrown around you, maybe in front of you or even behind you. But yeah, Smith is in 4th place here. He's finding himself behind a person dragging a banana and is able to keep himself in 4th place. But there is a shock. Jax does dodge with a golden chain. This is perfect for him. He's moving up
really
and
good.
using that golden firm. There is a blue shell as well.
Wow.
Where's
Blue shell.
Oh,
This is
he did first here.
absolutely
This is
perfect.
great.
For Jax.
This is perfect for Jax, who has
Big.
moved into 1st place. Smith is in 4th place and is still in contention. He uses that single stream as soon as possible, and he's right next to Zero. There is a bullet bill moving in. Is he going to get hit? He barely manages to avoid it, but he gets hit by everybody
Zero
else
got there.
and moves into 7th place, whereas Zero gets knocked off completely, I believe, or does he?
I think
he got third.
Oh, he got
Really good
third.
for
Yeah,
him.
he did really well to recover from
My
that.
goodness.
He got the lead he needed, so...
Yeah, like that's exactly what happened. Is Zero got out to a massive lead. He had like 6 or 7 seconds, and it actually took that perfect dodge from Jax to catch up to Zero, and like there was no other way to do it.
You could not think of a more textbook shock dodge than that. Literally, the star chain into a golden, and then he uses that at a perfect time to be able to get out of the other cut at the end of the race. And then there's a blue shell on top of that, and still Zero on top of it all, on top of Jax dodging and everybody else dodging. He's able to sustain a 3rd place because, as you guys said, he was able to push himself to the front and force himself to the front and keep everyone off his ass and really just put himself on a pedestal above everybody else. And that really...
One of the things that makes it harder for people like on these kind of quote-unquote luck tracks is it's harder to dodge because it's not like in a clan war where you know some people are going to be dodging for their team. And this is an FFA, and only probably maybe maybe 2 are ever going to dodge the shock. So that's why it's easier to get those leads, and it's harder for people to just dodge up and catch you because people are going to want to shock when people aren't in a dodge because this is a free-for-all. So
Yeah.
that's how Zero is able to do so well.
And so we're heading into what is the last Grand Prix. This is certainly a very close competition. Do you guys have any knowledge of the scores right now?
We've got
Yeah, check the
I've
chat.
got the scores up, and we've got Zero in the lead right now. He's got 67. We got Kiver in 2nd with 63. Beats in 3rd with 61. Then after that, we got Sean in 4th with 57. He's just hanging in there. Then we got Jax with 53. Maka and Drags each
goodness.
have 52.
And
we have-
incredibly close, yeah.
Yeah, Smith and Chintu with 45. Ben with 41. Nanami with 24, unfortunately, with that disconnection in the first GP, and Saya has 17.
Yeah, I'd say...
If I can go back to summer 2013 real quick, Zero in the finals of a free-for-all was up by 13 going into the last GP. Ended up scoring 12, getting
Oh
his
my
ass,
goodness.
so-called, handed to him. And how redeeming
Is
will it
this
be
the
right
time he
here
makes up for it?
to take MKW by the horns?
Yeah,
as it
no,
ends?
for sure. Especially since he choked in that FFA, it would be nice. It would be a nice way to avenge that by coming up huge in the last free-for-all tournament we have here.
Yeah, so I think we should take a look at Kiver and Jax, because they're the 2 streamers with the highest scores right now.
All right, let's do
Yep.
that. I will move on to.
we got Luigi
It's pretty
Circuit
close
too.
right
This
now. The
is-
difference between 1st and 9th is only 22 points. So this is going to be pretty close, I think.
Yeah, Sean's
Anything
still
can
in it
happen
to
still.
win it.
And I'm trying to
Oh,
get this.
definitely.
I'm trying to get the stream up right now. Actually, I believe I have Jax's stream up right now, so I'm trying to get that
Yep, that's good.
fix this. Wait, Jax and Smith. Let me transition to
Jax and Kiver.
Or Kiver, right?
Yeah.
Kiver. They're in the
All right,
middle.
well, right now we have Jax
Kiver is
holding
only
up.
4 points behind first.
We have Smith and Jax in top 2 right now. Jax is going to drive Smith, and he's away. If he can get some
Right.
items going back now, open up some separation, he'll probably be in decent shape as long as a blue doesn't show up, which, of course, knowing Luigi Circuit, it will,
it
along
will.
with 10 other Dodgers.
I don't think I'll be able to get the stream
But
up in
for
time.
now,
But yeah, for now we're
It
gonna have
looks
to.
like he's okay.
We're gonna have to settle
He
with
has protection.
Jackson Smith. But yeah,
All right,
right
that's
now we have Smith in 2nd place holding that green shell, and he's certainly got to be concerned. Although there is a top breakaway from the rest of the pack.
There is a gap.
There's an
there.
incredible
big gap.
Yeah, especially for Luigi's Circuit, where you need a closely contained group of people for the shock to be effective. But we will see what happens here. The shock is used. There is most likely bound to be multiple sets of dodges, but we have Jax and Smith here in top 2.
I think Jax will finish first.
I'm not sure about Smith though. Smith might be a question mark considering
he might have a shroom. Let's see.
No, red shell.
He does not.
He's gonna be able to fend off anybody who passes him. It looks like someone's taking the
Wow,
cut right
the
now.
whole room took cut. The whole room took cut.
But everybody is able to sustain themselves in the top position, so it looks like our streamers here take away.
That was not a normal Luigi Circuit race.
Certainly
Top 3
not.
had a massive breakaway. It's not often that you see top 2 actually sustain top 2 after everyone takes the cut in all 3 laps.
Yeah,
Like, that
was incredible. The gap built between the bottom 8 players or so versus the top 4 players or so, just getting away over the course of time on that track, because everybody obviously is so nervous about these finals, and they really want to have that sense of security by getting that star or getting that mega. So they're all dropping back, and this leaves racers like Jackson Smith who want to continue racing and try that strategy out. It leaves them empty up there. It leaves them to be able to freely front run luck courses that shouldn't go like that, and it really
Jax
changes.
was
Sorry, go on. No, go on.
Jax was very, very fortunate to get shocked into the box there because the red came right after, and had he not pulled that natter out, he would have been done.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, may I just say with that race? Jax split himself in
And he was also lucky
back
he didn't get
contention
shocked into
first
his
as
own
well.
green.
Wait, Jake, say that again. Sorry.
That race has put Jax in contention for first place as well. He's now on 68 points. I don't think
68
Kiver
points.
and Zero had very good races.
Kiver and Zero both.
Beat
I think
got
Kiver
2
got
points.
4.
Zero
and
has 69.
Zero got 2.
Jake and Kiver have 68.
This is quite the spectacle we have here. Everybody, this is
And
very
Sean
close.
has 64. And here comes Bowser's
Here's
Castle.
the wild card.
This is the wild card right here.
And the reason the reason why it is a wild card is because there's so many shortcuts on this track. There is the glitch that obviously the more skilled players will try to get to, but there is the cluster of a shortcut that mostly everybody in this room should know how to do, and we will see how that plays out.
This track has probably the most boxes per lap in the entire game.
It does.
It does, yeah. And not only that, but there's the shortcut. Both of them. You can block one of them fairly easily. You can't really block the ultra shortcut very well.
Yeah.
So you're going to be seeing like a million people trying to take this shortcut.
Unfortunately, for all the people trying to take the cut is actually blocked, which makes Smith continue in his 11th place spot. And that blocking of the cut is going to be essential for people front running the course. They're going to have to block that shortcut every single lap.
Yeah, because
Jax has a
the
very
regular
good
shortcut
chance
seems
to
like.
open up some breakaway seconds here.
Matt, go on.
Oh, I was just saying the regular shortcut saves like 4 to 5 seconds, which is insane. So
it's
you
basically a
definitely
dodge.
have to
Yeah.
block it.
Yeah.
No, so it's essential, like I said, that people dodge them in top spots. But we did see Jax in the top spot getting blue shelled, and he's going to be going for the shroomless shortcut. This might be a little bit risky. Yeah, he opts out of actually doing that shortcut because of the amount of people behind him, and a good choice on his part. Smith, in the meantime, having a golden mushroom in 4th place and using that to the best of his ability, getting into 3rd place. And it looks like he's in a very good position here. There is a bit of a gap created between the top half and the bottom half, but obviously, like we have said before, that shortcut can save 5 seconds, maybe even more, from taking that shortcut, and it will be crucial. But Smith has narrowly avoided getting shocked off the corner of that last straight. Very close, and it looks like someone has gotten blued as well, so Smith moves into 1st place. He's gonna have to hope for no blues this lap, because I'm sure he can take away without any blues.
Not happening.
So
Are you
That's not
serious?
happening.
No
Not on
blues
BC3, not happening.
No, but with the block, if he gets he actually gets a green shell, and I don't think he'll actually be able to do anything to block the shortcut.
Still blocked.
It's still blocked, so if anybody's able to take that ultra cut, or if anybody wants to sacrifice themselves for the
That's not gonna
masses.
happen, though. In FFA, you don't unblock on purpose.
Yeah,
You just
exactly.
don't.
That one
Yeah.
banana.
You do
That
non-FFA.
that one banana proves to be incredibly useful in the course of this track's events, and Smith will find himself in 1st place on the last straightaway. We can only imagine what will happen.
Oh, that fib snipe.
The fib snipe on Smith,
I'm
my
sorry.
goodness, it lands on him and bumps Smith out. He is going to be out of a top position, back in 11th. And man, what a turnaround of events for Smith, who was looking at the finish line with a gold cup in his hands, and he wasn't able to capitalize on that. And once again, he's got the fail text out, and he's waving it around. My goodness.
I
Wow.
just...
Wow.
I died, I think.
Typical BC3. That's all I
The
gotta
last
say.
straightaway.
BC3.
The last straightaway where every single item seems to pop up out of nowhere from the existence of man. Oh, Smith popping off the webcam. He is certainly very, very frustrated about this.
That was Apple.
That we must say though, that wasn't even a fail on his part. That was just a really good. I wasn't able to catch who that was.
That was Drags.
That was Drags. Okay, Drags landed a really incredibly nice snipe. Smith, it just goes on like all out on the stream. But yeah, we have Jax who finished in 4th place, and it looks like he's honestly creeping more and more towards that 1st place position. Do we know the point totals right now?
Kiver just pulled away.
Unfortunately, Kiver just won that
first.
race, so he's pulled ahead. And actually, Sean got 2nd as well, so he's really close. But yeah, Kiver's absolutely in the lead right now.
Only 2 races left.
I think it's now between Kiver and Sean.
You're pretty much out of time.
I think we'll be seeing a close contest between Sean, Tanny, and Kiver, some of the most notable players we have had in this tournament. But we cannot write off Jax, as Larry wanted to say.
Yeah, he's up there, man.
Jax
he's
in
1
the
point
ballpark.
behind Sean. He can do it.
He is in the ballpark.
I wouldn't count out 0 at this point either.
Especially with
only a few
Meadows.
points back.
Moo Meadows, my goodness, we seem to be hitting up all the short courses right now. This is yet another circuit with a bit of a weird ending, as you guys might be able to notice on the mini map. For those who don't really know too much about Moo Meadows, there's a lot of holes of grass which really mess a lot of players up if they get bumped around at the end. So there will certainly be a chaotic end to this race. But we have Smith here trying to score out perfectly as possible with Jax in 1st. And he's trying to avoid getting bumped off, but he actually gets bumped off the boost pad, but not before he gets the actual boost. He's right behind Drags and trying to be as aggressive as possible, and it pays off. He shoves Drags into the wall, and it looks like he's going to be able to maintain this 1st place, but you have to wonder, the blue shell and the shock being used on 3rd lap is very much a possibility on this course. Unlike Ghost Valley 2 or Yoshi's Falls, where it doesn't really happen so much, this is just long enough for these things to actually happen, and you have to be concerned for Jax. The blue shell is out. It is actually going to get Drags. Jax narrowly avoids it because Drags actually hits the Monty Mole's trail, which slows him down substantially, and really that error is much to Jax's gain. He is in 1st place with Smith right behind them. The green shell is wandering around. Both of them taking the cut, as Jake says. There is the shock, and there's the blue shell. Jax suffers the blue shell at the end, and he's going to see his positions fall. There is a bullet bill coming in. Smith, who was even there's a ground star, and Smith picks up the ground star with someone else. He's in 2nd place, and it looks like someone gets blue shelled on the line. It might have been a blue shell on the line. Jax gets started at the very end. It looks like Jax will be out of the competition based on the other person's results.
Nope. Everyone finished poorly that race. Everyone finished poorly that race.
Let's see.
Yeah, Maka did make it across the line.
Sean though. Sean and Zero finished pretty strongly on that race. Kiver in a pretty mediocre spot, but yes, we do have a lot of people finishing pretty badly. I can only wonder what the point totals are. I wish we could get a quick calculation. Is that possible right now?
I'm doing them up right now, in fact.
Okay.
But before that race, Zero had 73, Sean had 76, and Kiver had 83. So I guess.
Yeah, Kiver had the 8th place. Kiver had the 8th place finish. So needless to say, yeah, it's incredibly close. This is probably the closest FFA I've seen in a while amongst such a large group of people. But yeah, we have Kiver, who was a little bit ahead of the game. He actually gets 8th place, which may have his lead fall back substantially. But we also had some leaders in this room get bottom positions as well. We had Zero, who I don't think did that great of a performance. Oh man, Smith is getting a little bit cheeky now. But we have he must be upset. He must be a little bit upset at this game. But we do have
oh gosh.
We do have Jax, who was seemingly in contention for that 1st place position, but he got absolutely wrecked on the line. He finishes with a 10th spot or a 10th place spot, and that might have wrecked over his tournament.
Yeah. 10th place is only 2 points, which is horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
And at this stage, 2 points is just... You can't go having 2 points in
the top 2 right now
race to expect to be able to.
are Kiver and Sean. Kiver has 87, Sean has 83. It's down to this.
Do you know what is the 3rd place participant? Do you
Zero
know?
with 79.
So 87, 83, and 79, is that correct?
Yep.
So we have
Yes.
What could be Zero can pull off the upset if Kiver seems to mess up quite a bit, but it is certainly a competition between mostly Kiver and Sean Tanny. Keep your eyes on the map and on the course as possible to see.
Yeah, this is one of Sean Tanny's best tracks too. I think
one of Kiver's best tracks.
Yeah, it's
as well.
one of. Gosh, it's.
It's anyone's game.
We have Sean in fifth place
really
right now.
is.
Sean in fifth place with a single red dragging around him, and Jax is in sixth place. Kiver is around the top
Kiver's
positions.
running in second with a shroom.
Second
and he's
with a
taking
shroom,
cut.
and he's taking cut. Okay, I wish I had the stream up for this.
If he gets away, it's over.
There's the blue
If
shell
Kiver
though.
gets away, it's over. Oh, all right. Well, rip Kiver.
Kiver does not have the
Kiver.
does not have the shroom to be able to survive that last blue shell, so he's gonna be taken down with that blue shell. Sean is in the back in seventh place, and we gotta wonder. I mean, people might be looking for people might be looking for
If Kiver can stay safe, Sean is gonna need to dodge in order to take this thing, or else it's out of his hands.
Kiver is right ahead of Jax, as you guys may be able to see. Jax with a single shroom, he might be able to go ahead and get into contact with Kiver, but not. Fate would not have it. He gets hit by the green shell, uses the shroom instantaneously. Smith and seemingly everybody else is in dodges right now, predicting the last shock.
Oh my
Mega
God.
is in play in 10th place from Jax. We seem to have the streamers in bottom positions, but Smith is moving up the pack. And we don't know.
Kiver's in second.
Kiver is in second
got
right now.
this, I think.
We have to keep our eyes out for
He
Sean.
sniped in first. Kiver's gone. If there's no blue,
Kiver's
he's
in
gone.
first. Kiver is in first, and he should be able to take this away unless there is a blue shell.
He hit an enter.
He hit a nana. There is the shock. Jax takes the bullet bill dodge into a high spot, which should be a top 3 spot. And we have to wonder where Sean is gonna be. Where is he gonna pop into this fray? We have Smith in second place. The blue shell will be hitting Jax. No, he's not gonna be hitting it. Our streamers get top 2, but we have to wonder where is everybody else.
Bumped on the line. He lost 2
I think
spots.
I saw Kiver and Sean too close.
Kiver and Sean were
won.
very close, but I believe Kiver will take away the finals.
Kiver won.
Kiver won. He gets 4th place.
Kiver got it.
Kiver
He
is
got
our
it.
last
But let's see the
FFA
final
champion.
scores.
The final scores
we
will
gotta
be
see this.
incredibly close, but yeah, that is it, guys. We have Kiver.
Apparently, if I may real quick, Zero was holding a star and pressed the button a fraction of a second late. He would have
Oh
had
my
third.
God, he would have won the.
He would have won.
Every
man.
single mistake, every single little bit of this game matters, and it was proven right here. Zero narrowly avoiding missing that shock dodge, and it seems as if Kiver pulls away in the end with the win on the tournament. And man, that was incredibly close given the cluster of the last lane there was. I have no idea how these racers were able to race so consistently and still able to manage these high points. I believe Kiver got what was maybe 90 points or around there. But it was certainly a close race. Any impressions on what just happened?
Well, I mean,
Well, it's-
Kiver just got out in front and started fronting. Like that's what happened, and then he just couldn't catch up to him without a dodge.
I mean,
and
you could think about like the huge shortcut on Coconut Mall, but in reality, if you spend too much time trying to get a good item, then the top spots are gonna break away, like you saw there. Like, you know, the top 2-3 start breaking away because everyone was just like kind of back there. I mean, the shortcut is nice, but it doesn't save that much time, and especially in free for all, like I said before, you can't rely on dodging in free for alls. You have to just pretty much get lucky or predict really well. So front running is a lot more important.
And that didn't happen as we saw. So yeah, this tournament has come to a conclusion after 8 long hours, but it certainly has been quite the adventure.
It sure has, and I mean, well, we've got the final scores here. We've got Kiver winning with 95 points, and then
No
in
one broke
second
100.
place- In second place, we've got Jax with 91. He edged out Sean with Sean's 89 points. And then following up, we have a 3-way tie for 4th place, which is Zero, Maka, and Smith.
Maka.
Yep.
No way.
Maka got 4th.
He had a
with
massive
83.
GP.
He got
Like,
one more than
yeah.
Zero and Smith.
Oh, did he? Maybe.
According to this table, maybe not. I don't know.
Hang on.
I'll be trying to get the results for you guys as soon as possible. I'll have
No,
my
it should be.
I'll have these.
Unless I put the positions in wrong. Well, and then after that we've got, what was it? Beat with 76, Chin2 with 70, Drags with 66, Nanami with 40, and Saya with 37.
Certainly a close contention. A lot of people getting within the 70s or the low 80s, and that was certainly not too far from the 90 so points that Kiver got. It was definitely a close finals throughout the entirety of the event.
I think that's the first time I've seen an FFA final go without someone breaking 100.
Yeah, there's usually someone
who
breaks away.
No, the final, like we said before, this was incredibly close. And with that being said, previous FFAs have had people breaking away, and maybe it's mostly a contention between two people in the finals. But that was just multiple people really wanting that last Mario Kart title. But I think that Sean not winning, honestly, I was kind of expecting it. It was just more so a feeling than anything else. Obviously, like, you can't really justify that position on much of anything. But I had a lot of faith in who was it? Zero to turn up, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to get that first place position. But I did have the faith in him for a while.
And now you have to wonder, like, everyone who is in this finals who placed top 4, top 5 has to wonder what would have happened had I done this one little thing wrong.
Yeah.
This one race.
Yeah.
Especially Zero. Like, he had that star. He was going to dodge, and he just missed it by a frame or two. And if he got it, he would have won.
Every second counts.
I feel like that happens a lot. Like, when I was in the semifinals, I got random greened and got from 2nd to 8th. If I didn't get random green and I got 2nd, I would have gotten in the finals. So it's a lot of the times it's just one thing, because one item can make you go up 5 positions or drop you 5 positions. So
that's why this game is
fun.
That's
this
why
game
I enjoy
is
this.
a great game.
And that's
a great
why
tournament.
That's why we've always wondered, why this game hasn't really gotten out as much as it really has. I mean, we have a nice little niche community here, but it really hasn't expanded beyond that. I know whenever I bring this up to any friends of mine at college or even back home here, I brought it up multiple times that, I do play in this community. This is a thing, that this exists, and they always wonder, why is competitive Mario Kart a thing? But we've been able to see, we've been able to set the example and show why it actually works. These free-for-alls are incredibly close, and that, these events are incredibly based on skill, and it really shows with Kiver continuously getting titles of free-for-alls. Kiver, as you guys may remember, on MK Board's first FFA, way back, I think about a year ago, he actually won that, and it seems as if he is winning the second one as well. So incredible effort on this part.
From me.
Larry, you were far.
I could never beat him.
You were more than gone. But if you guys want to find out any more information about the tournament, it is all on mkboards.com, as you guys might be able to guess. We're waiting for the results to be officially posted, but you guys can rest assured that Kiver, our Frenchman, has won the last Mario Kart Wii tournament, and it was a spectacular performance on his part. I don't know, what else is there really to say?
If you guys are interested, I could drop Zero in here real quick. He said he'd be open.
Yeah, we want to... Let's get some interviews going. I think we should get Zero in here and absolutely get Jax in here. Like, we got to get Jax in here after that performance. There's no question.
All right, let me.
In addition to
perhaps words from the winner himself, if that's possible.
Oh, I'm sure we could fit him in.
I don't have
translator here.
I do not have the. I do not have the contact of Jax. So if anybody could drop him in here to interview him. All right, cool. Yeah, we should have an interview coming up with Jax fairly soon. But Zero, you had quite the showing. We actually had you pegged as the dark horse in this competition, and unfortunately, as much as I would have liked to bet on you, you did not really show up completely to first place, but you definitely had a showing in this FFA. First of all, how is this FFA really compared to your other FFA appearances? Because I know you've certainly shown up in other FFAs and done pretty well in them. How is this FFA compared to others?
Well, this is the second FFA that I've made it to the finals and been in first after the second GP and then lost, so that's kind of disappointing. But I mean, I wasn't on stream for like the entire day, so I was just kind of minding my own business and just advancing round after round.
And that's what we were getting at when we were saying that you were the dark horse that we were pegging to maybe move along, because we know you honestly are a racer of incredible caliber, and we've noted that. And even though we were bringing it up before, when we think of good racers, we think of the more popular names, but you certainly come up and are recognized if we bring up your name, but it certainly doesn't come up at first. But yeah, great performance on your part. I believe you scored. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Please do. But I believe you scored I believe you scored around 80 or so points, right?
I think it was 82.
Yep,
82. Missing out by just a little bit, maybe about a dozen or so points, but unfortunate for you. Yeah, I mean, what do you think? I've asked this question time and time again to those who have come on to be interviewed. Obviously, there must have been some moments that you really wish you could have taken back. What moment do you think, and what track do you think you could have really had a moment where you should have done something different, that you know you should have done something different, but you didn't?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Coconut Mall at the end. I got a star at the little fountain thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I'm going to hold this for a couple seconds. But no, I didn't.
And the usage of the star, or rather, not using the star, was there anything? Could you have? Was it an unpredictable shock? Was it something that took you by surprise, or is it something that you really look back on? Is it something that you really look back on and see as something you really should have seen in the moment?
I didn't think anybody had the shock yet. I thought they were going to get it like at the fountain and then use it at the last set.
Yeah.
But apparently they already had it, or they just spammed it, one or the other. So I kind of missed out there.
Yeah, no, that was certainly unfortunate for you. I'm sure you were betting on that star to get you into first place, but simply wasn't meant to be. We'll have to. Well, it definitely was a great performance on your part. And as for Jax here, I'm not sure. Is he going to be joining the Skype call, or is he not?
I think Skype's doing its usual thing where it just sort of refuses to work. Let's see.
We could also bring in Kiver if anybody has him in. Although I'm sure his English isn't the most perfect, but we can certainly try to fit him in.
Let's see if we can get Jax going here.
I'll ask Kiver.
All right, let's go.
Should I ask Sean for an interview?
Would he be down?
Does he even have a microphone?
Yeah, no, because Sean is known as a player.
I could ask.
I've never heard him speak.
This would be.
I've heard him speak before, but he doesn't tend to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't think the majority of the community has heard Sean Taney once, and I would be surprised to hear him.
I've seen him in real life, but I didn't speak to him.
Well, I wish we had the potential of possibly video camera-ing everybody, but that unfortunately isn't the case. Looks like Jake isn't really joining the call, but someone try to get a hand on Kiver. I'm sure you might feel somewhat hesitant about joining the call.
Jax doesn't want to. Jax doesn't want to.
Doesn't want to? Damn.
He doesn't want to.
Unfortunate.
All right, while we're waiting, I'm going to have a shout out to Fears in Norway and all of CB.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. No,
All
get out.
And all of MK Boards and Rodendi and Jake Stevens.
Why?
I'm just looking at my contacts.
Oh my goodness. So you have like 20 contacts to be able to like sort and choose to make it easy for you?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Zero.
Pretty much.
Oh, well, whatever. I mean, I don't think, from the looks of it, doesn't look like we're going to have much of it. Oh, you know who we could get an interview from? Smith. That's certainly been...
That might not be advisable.
I don't know. He certainly seems like
Kiver doesn't want to interview.
Kiver?
Oh, that's a shame.
Smith rage bed because he does that sometimes.
He might have.
It's like a rage quit, but he just rages and then goes to sleep. So.
Goes to bed, yes, he does that.
The rage bed, yeah. I don't know.
Alright, I asked Sean, and I was told that Sean doesn't speak to mortals.
Oh, well then. Okay then.
Did he actually say that, or did someone else say
No,
that?
Brendan said that for him.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we aren't going to actually be getting another interview from people, which is kind of disappointing. But I mean, obviously, we got the interview from Zero. I feel like that suffices. But yeah, an incredible tournament performance.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody who organized the tournament and helped host. Jake Stevens, and just did an incredible job. This tournament went really smoothly.
Yeah.
It was fast. I mean,
even though it was 8 hours.
If you've never hosted like a 200, 300 person FFA tournament, you have no idea how hard it is with people being like stupid and just coordinating everything. I think everyone did a really good job. So props to everybody who organized and hosted this. And again, congratulations to the people who were in the finals and did well.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
We could interview Shintu if he's open to it.
Shintu,
also,
he'd probably be open to
Smith
it. Yeah.
is here right now.
Oh, he's being called right now. Hopefully, we get to hear
Yep.
a word from the man who
Oh
put
my
himself on the
goodness.
webcam. Smith, how are you feeling after such a tournament? How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling happy. I don't know, man.
You're cool.
You're happy?
You're happy.
Yeah. I don't even care, dude. I didn't expect that to be in the finals. To be honest,
You were
I
having.
put some basic on the stream, yeah, but I wasn't very mad, you know.
It looked like in the one webcam still of you, you had like. You look like you were ready to yank the neck off of someone because like your eyes just screamed death, but obviously, yeah, I get that you were trolling and it was fun, but I certainly had hopes for you after that first Grand Prix of 30 points that you put up. I thought you might have been one of the contestants for a higher position, but it didn't really turn out that way, especially going into Grand Prix 2. Do you care to elaborate as to why GP2 went so bad for you?
Well, I wasn't really focused GP2, I guess. That's all I can say. I made a huge mistake as well on TK Mountain, like falling off.
Oh yes,
in
I
front of a
remember
line.
that. You got way too
That's
greedy
so
there.
at the end.
That thundercloud, you were
Yeah,
going
well,
for that thundercloud, and we all commented way too fucking greedy on your part. That was certainly something you could have taken maybe a third or a fourth spot from. But
Yeah, I would have got 4th, I think.
that really would have turned
Yeah,
around the
it's-
Grand Prix for you. But it's fine. Like you really showed a strong performance in the finals, regardless. And regardless, entertaining as hell. I was loving the fail, the moving of the fail text throughout the entirety of the finals, keeping us entertained on the side. And that was something we certainly wasn't expecting, but it was certainly fun to see from you. But yeah. But no, go on. Say
I made it
any
on
last
social
words?
media.
Any last words you have to say about this tournament, and what you have to say for Mario Kart 8, I guess.
Well, that was pretty enjoyable. It was fun to play with y'all again, I guess. And yeah,
I guess.
I'm pretty hyped for MK8. I guess. What do you want me to say?
I don't know. I'm just getting.
Are you sober? Just as
Are you sober? That is a good question.
Vaguely.
Are you sober right now, Smith?
I'm so. What the fuck? Well, I drank some beer earlier, but I'm fine right now.
all right.
Yeah,
No, we're just wondering. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I think that's really all we have to cover on this event.
I actually just asked Kiver if he wants to be interviewed. He hasn't responded to me
No,
yet.
someone.
No, he doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to.
Oh.
Larry got back to us on that. So I think we've seen all the interviewees we will see for the entirety of this post game show. But yeah, I think that is it, everybody. Any last words from you all? Starting from Pyro.
Yeah, so look, these last couple of days, I've been just completely swamped. Like, I've got university, I'm building stuff on the side and all that sort of stuff, and this couldn't have gone any better, I don't think. Like,
Yeah.
the finals were fantastic. We had fantastic players throughout. Everything went smoothly. I mean, thanks to everyone who participated, both in the stream and in the actual races themselves. Like that, I couldn't have asked for anything better.
Yeah. No.
Seriously, thank you.
It was incredible from the community to make such an impact on on the tournament. Everybody turning up to make such a smooth tournament, and it really came out smoothly, as you said. And yeah, entirely, I empathize with everything you said. Larry, any last words from you?
All I gotta say is, hashtag Larry for finals did not work out so well.
Oh my
But I love this. I love this game, man. I had a lot of fun playing it for all these years, and thanks for everyone who's been playing with me. Thanks for people that watch my stream. Like, I just love you all, man. I freaking love you all.
Seriously,
That's all I can say.
Seriously,
And-
though. Is that? Are you done?
this-
Is that your last word?
That's my last word, and I am big Mario Kart Wii player. That's my last word.
All right, you are big.
There's
Mario
one
Kart
Crusher
player.
is, Crusher is demanding a shout out, but unfortunately he's not going to get one.
Yeah, not much of one coming from us. Wrath. So
There's one post on this thread I really like that I just read, and it says, I definitely got my $50 worth of this game, and I think everyone can agree on that.
Yep.
yeah, no, especially with the
Yes,
majority of us
definitely.
the majority of us have played this game since its inception. Me with coming in on 2009, and I'm sure some of you guys may have come in especially later, especially for you, Matt. I know you came in a little bit later into the Mario Kart competitive scene.
Yep.
Yeah, 2 years ago. But we've certainly gotten our $50 worth of the game. I've gone through actually 3 Mario Kart Wii discs and a lot of ISOs.
Yeah, I probably got about.
Damn.
I probably got everything out of the.
Nintendo got my money's worth, and they're certainly gonna get my money's worth in Mario Kart 8. And yeah, I think we can all agree, this game has been a huge presence in like our life in our lives and what we do in our free time, and it's certainly something we look forward to continue doing and have acknowledged by a bigger community with Mario Kart 8. Matt, any last words?
Yeah, I just think it's surreal that the game we've spent thousands and thousands of hours of our lives on is ending in 3 days, basically.
Yeah.
And there are some other servers going up, but I mean, this is a great game. I mean, Nintendo doesn't always make the most competitive games, but some people say all the time, "Oh, I hate this game." But really, if we're gonna spend 5 years playing this game like daily, I mean, it's a great game.
Yeah. No,
so
for sure.
I mean, all the people that I met in this community and just help me out are amazing. And then just doing these things, hosting these tournaments, keeping the community alive, and then just all the great clans, even just worldwides and other modifications like custom tracks and even the TT community too. I mean, This has just been a really great experience for me, and I'm sad that I couldn't have joined the community earlier because it's been a lot of fun.
I hear so much about
thanks to everybody.
I hear so much about the summer of 08, and I always regret not being able to show up for that because I came in the summer after. And I always hear stuff about it from people like you, Pyro, people like veterans who started off from the very beginning, and I only wish I could have been there from the beginning. But yes, thank you, Matt. Jake.
Well, you will be this time.
Oh yeah, true. For Mario Kart 8, we'll have a substantial community around Mario Kart 8, and we'll certainly be looking to build off what we have already. But Jake, you'll be the last person, I believe. Since Smith, you weren't a caster, I'm sorry you won't get a last word at all. So Jake, last words. You were the last person in this lineup.
Wow, there's a lot I could say. I mean, this game has been a large presence in all of our lives. Just
Rip.
really enjoyed being able to play with you all, and I'd just like to say thank you to Twitch for giving us this opportunity.
Yeah.
I'd like to say thank you very much for everyone who watched and everyone who, to all of the hosts especially, who helped make it easier to organize the rooms and stuff, because if they didn't, then it would have been a lot harder. Shout out to Pyro and Agosta for spending so much, and Twilis for spending so much time on getting the site where it is today. I mean, they put so much effort in.
Yeah.
It's really good to see.
Certainly.
And yeah,
Pretty
I think
much it. Yeah. Okay.
I look forward to playing with you all in Mario Kart 8.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I guess we'll end off with some of my words. So I had a couple of sips of a soup today. And I think that pretty much did it for my entire meal. For my entire meals over the course of the day, I had a couple of sips of this soup, kind of cold. I had it in between the quarterfinals and the semifinals, and I honestly, even if a mountain of food was presented to me in the middle of the tournament, I would not have taken that, because this entire tournament was incredible to cast, and it was an incredible experience to be able to do something like this of such magnitude, to be able to get on the front page of Twitch. Once again, I thank you, Pyro, and everybody else on the MK board staff, like Augusta and Jake, who may have had some influence on making this happen. I really appreciate that we were able to get this game to such volume, to such traffic, and to such a larger audience. You guys might have noticed before that Twitch, the official Twitch, tweeted out that this was actually happening, and we got a lot of viewers from that as well. And just to be recognized on that scale is something that we can certainly agree is something huge for us. But yeah, thank you to everybody that participated. I wasn't able to participate in the races technically, but I certainly had more than a fun time. I would not have done anything different here. And really thanks to everybody watching the stream. We hope to be able to provide whatever content we can. I hope to be shoutcasting whatever I can in the future throughout the entirety of the summer and hopefully in college. But shout outs to everybody on MK board. Shout outs to my boys in Meteor and Shinju for making it to the last round. And really, thanks to everybody out there that made this tournament so great. We love you all, and we will be seeing you hopefully sometime soon. See you guys later.
Shoutouts to Paul.
Peace.
Nope.
Shout out to the guy who
No.
made him green me from-
Shout out to BB.
Live forever.
Nope,
Live
nope,
forever.
nope, nope. And there you have it. It's been quite a day, but we certainly had a day of a lot of fun. And honestly, man, I can't take back anything I've said at this point. It's so if I can put one last message up for you guys, it'll be this. Thanks, everybody, and take care. Thank you!